are now entering the pop culture layer, an unknown zone with doors unlocked. A dimensional trip into a geek sanctuary. Follow me into the occult toy box.
After 10 years in retirement, Batman returns to take on the violent mutants plaguing Gotham City. Today in the occult toy box, we have my most anticipated Batman figure of the year. Yes, out of all the Batman toys, Mattel's DC Comics Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Armored Batman takes the cake. Finally, we get a dedicated Frank Miller version of the iconic Bat armor. In Batman v Superman, they concocted a movie version that was pretty badass, but this is where that suit was inspired from. The comic book representation of Frank Miller's art. Many years ago, when DC Collectibles was called DC Direct, they made some excellent DKR toys, but we only saw Superman, Batman, Carrie Kelly as Robin, and Joker, so it's a delight to finally get this toy. In this new DC Multiverse wave, there are 6 new action figures to collect and connect the new 52 Doomsday. Armored Batman, Carrie Kelly as Robin, Lex Luthor, Supergirl from the DC TV verse, Mutant Leader, and Superman as Doomsday. With this DKR Armored Batman, you get the new 52 Doomsday Collect and Connect head and waist, but the spotlight is on the old Cape Crusader today. The Mattel's DC Multiverse toy line hasn't really impressed me up until now. Like I said before, this Batman takes the cake. I love this clunky cartoon box design because it's true to Frank Miller's artwork. I like the simplicity of it and the bulky parts. This Batman is built like a tank, a full-on arsenal. I love the idea and purpose behind this suit, to prove a point to Superman that he can be beat. His heavy-duty bat helmet cowl is very limited in articulation. He can look down pretty well, but can't really look up. It can turn all the way around, and the arms are very limited as well. With the bulky part design, he can only bend his elbow that much, and it can fully rotate all the way around. His cape does not get in the way, which I do appreciate. His legs are almost exact and similar to his arm posabilities. The knee bends fairly due to the hindering of the bulky design. His leg is on a ball point, and the feet can swivel side to side and partially up and down. With his power fists, heavy-duty bat helmet cowl, a protective chest and neck brace, to finish them all, he has his spiked bottom boots to stomp evil with, or just old Superman's face. My favorite part about this suit are the spiked boots. His blue cape was slightly warped from the packaging. The plastic he was in pinched the side of his cape, which was a bummer, but I think I can get it to bend back. His waist can spin, but it's very tight, so be aware because it also rubs paint off his utility belt. The colors work so well with the light and dark gray armor and blue cowl and cape. His semi-gloss chest plate stands out, and the airbrush shading is a nice touch. It is a soft rubber as well as his trunks, so the legs can move a bit better. The sculpted hands are great on bats, a closed fist as well as an open left hand. It would have been nice to get a few different sculpted hands, but these are the ones to definitely pose him in. He does come with one weapon accessory that fits in his open hand. It fits fairly well, a bit loose, and the sculpt on it is nice. It could use more colors or a paint wash, but it still looks really cool. In the story, Batman has a bit more of an artillery, like the Sonic Bazooka and Green Arrow's Kryptonite Arrow. Sadly, there is no more added accessories, but I'm very impressed with everything else. This toy came out superb in the sculpt. And that alone is worthy of being a toy in my collection. Also, this toy definitely reminds me of the great vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Playmates toys. With his bulky toy design, he would honestly work well displayed with those turtles. And he did just meet them in the recent crossover comics, so that would really honestly make a really cool display. Overall, the Dark Knight Returns Batman's armor is my favorite version of all his suits, and Mattel did an excellent job recreating that in toy form. After all these years, that story holds up and is very important in the Batman mythos. I do wish Mattel would add more accessories to this toy line, and this Batman would have been even cooler with a removable helmet to show old Bruce Wayne. But still, any DKR figures that are created, I'm sold. And we did see more coming out of San Diego Comic-Con, like Black Shorts Flash with the Atom and a killer Wonder Woman. This Batman armor gets a 10 out of 10 kryptonite arrows. Here's to hoping we get an amputated arm Oliver Queen Dark Knight toy soon. No more. All the people I've murdered by letting you live. I've never kept count. I did. I know, and I love you for it. It's finally here, isn't it? The moment we've both dreamed about. Not quite how I imagined it, but we can still end on a high note. It's now time to close and lock up the pop cult layer for today. Please feel free to subscribe so you do not miss out on another episode.